So here we have 2003 Nissan Cabstar Cherry Picker Z20 CTE is the maker, and the model is a Z20. Very poor state of just been sat around. There's a hole in the clutch pipe and the brake pipe. There's no clutch, there's no brakes. The boom doesn't go up and down. The engine runs mint. They're a 3 litre diesel turbo direct injection, cracking engine, and they very rarely break. Obviously I bought this on a whim. It's just been sat about and deteriorated, it's rotten, but it's all surface rust. It's not like rotten. It's just like, to be honest, these go anyway. The CTEs, they're renowned for rusting. They actually changed the paintwork a few years ago to wet paint, because I think the powder coated or something. And it's just synonymous with rusting and the state of it. Sorry state of repair. Look at all this here, which we could sort that. It's only a cover plate to hide the slew motor, so we could put a plate on there. We can sand all this back down, treat it with some Genelite, put some zinc primer on, and then give it a paint. That does not worry me one bit. What worries me more is the cab. It's like it's rusted at these points, and I don't know if it can be repaired or if we'll have to re-cab it. I'm not 100% sure. The boom doesn't go up and down. The legs go down. You can override them on the manual block. But I think whoever has replaced this block, this is a main changeover valve, they've replaced it for the wrong one, I think. Not 100% sure. But something I've noticed there. Alright, I'm not sure, because you can't manually override this valve. You should be able to manually override it. If your electrics fail and somebody's stuck up in the air, you need to be able to manually override this. You need to be able to manually override this to bring them down safely. And pump with your manual pump. You need to screw one of these valves in. So that's one of the first port of calls. A couple of £100 for that. Just take you around the front of the cab. Cab's not in too bad condition, apart from what I've said there, or so it seems on the face of it. But let's have a look in here. I think the rats have been at this at some point. So there's the old valve. So that's the original valve. Look, with the knobs on the end to manually override it. Aaron. Bravini Aaron, I think they're called, the main. But, God almighty. Yeah. That's a load of crap. There's your PTO. Yeah. Bit of a funny bloody story actually. When I got it here, I needed to move it, and obviously because there's no clutch and no well, I didn't know there were no brakes. I just thought there were no clutch. It obviously runs off the same fluid system. I needed to move it, and I thought I'll just start it in gear, keep cranking, and you know, so it shunts forward, like bumping it in gear. So I put it in reverse, started doing it, bumped it. It's only fired up, didn't it? Shot back, went straight through the gates, smashed my gates down. Obviously we're in process of sorting that. Oh yeah, just watch what you're doing if ever you're trying to do that. So yeah, I'm going to get it running, get it going up and down on the lift. If I can get it going up and down on the lift, I can make a decision whether I want to start going further with it, then like putting a clutch and gearbox in. But it needs an expansion tank. as well for the cooling system. Yeah, power state repair. So just doing a bit of a video following the restoration of this. Might be of interest. There's a fuel tank strap we need address. We don't want that falling off. A couple of lights and markers. Quite a bit of work involved with this. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll post a video on the next update, which will hopefully be getting that lift up and down. If I could get that lift up and down, I've a good chance of restoring it then. Oh, this is the bit I want to show you on the recab. Look at that there. God almighty, I don't know if you can buy that part separate or... We'll see. We'll see. But on this main thing, it's not rotten, it's just surface rust, and it'll come up nice. I know it will. I've done a load of these. Like I said, the wheels don't bother me. What bothers me is getting that lift going up and down, and then the clutch system and brake system. Let's see where we get, and then perhaps do we want to put an MOT on it and all that kind of setup. Oh, yeah, but I'll upload a video soon following the next stage of progress, and we'll put it all together.